that Dr. Lucky Widu, who has been my client, had been arrested by the police officers. So I got across the family, and from the family, I was connected to speak with him while he was in custody, and he said I should come and bail him. And so our initial apprehension was that as a lawyer that has not been granted exception on the essential service list, I may not be allowed to get through to the police station. That the police officers, through our client, assured that as soon as we mentioned that we are coming to bail Dr. Lucky, that the officers on the roadblock will grant us passes. So with that, I drove, and luckily too, that was the magic wand that I was going to bail a client, and then allowed. So on getting to that police station, the first thing that struck me was that Dr. Widu was stripped naked, but for the short boxers around his waist. So I screamed. I didn't even know when I screamed. This sort of personality is stripping, and I didn't get any satisfactory answer. Anyway, I presented the letter. There's the official authorization giving him permission to operate during the lockdown for essential service provision. So I tendered the original. I said, look, this man, release him. He's permitted to operate under the lockdown to provide essential. They got very angry and became hostile. And
at the police station. Which police station is this, sir?
Ozoba Police Station.
Ozoba Police Station. Okay.
So the IPO and the colleagues were very angry, and then at long last they said we should bring 100,000.
100,000.
100,000. That was laughable. I joked. Is that 100,000 for building police apartments or something? And she also joked that, but later she said it's for bail. I say for bail. It's essential service. You ought not to pay anything. It's bail. It's free. But that got them infuriated, and then they said I should wait for the DPO to come. I was there around 12:40 and waited till around almost 2 p.m. before the DPO came. So when the DPO came, and I had even called him on phone based on the number I saw on the board 15 minutes before. So when he came, I expected him to say, oh, you are the guy that called. Okay. What's the matter? He was very hostile. He screamed, get out of here, get out of here.
That's what the DPO told you, to get out of there.
The DPO, yes. It's a known fact. So he started screaming, and then I managed to hold myself. I couldn't believe what was happening then, because I was dressed in suit and I was alone, and I had explained that earlier. So if my dressing alone should have told the story if ever anybody had forgotten. So while I was trying to understand what was happening, one of the officers who came with the DPO now threatened that if I don't live there, he will shoot me, he will do this, he will kick me out. So I just respected myself and quickly walked to my car, because anything could happen. So I stayed in my car till around 4:30 p.m. when my client called me again to say that these guys are very angry, that my attitude towards the bail money was not acceptable at all. I said, what do you mean? He said, please, go and sort this thing out. So I noticed, of course, my client wasn't wearing face mask. There was a crowd of people there. The cell was 12 by 12 feet, and so many people there, and nobody was putting on face mask. No social distance. Everybody was just there.
About how many people did you see in the cell?
Too many of them. But when my client came out, when he mentioned 39, I figured that he tallied with the crowd I saw there. I didn't count myself, but he tallied with the number he gave me. It made a rough estimate for me. So I looked at all those conditions and understood why my client was particular about living there. He said I should go and sort this bail out. So I went back to the IPO.
Okay, before you tell us when what happened when you went back to that, you said you it sounded to you like you could see why your client, Dr. Nwidu, was eager to leave the cell. Apart from being naked and being in a cell with 39 or 38 other people, what else did you see there that convinced you of why he was eager to leave the cell, the police station?
No, the environment there wasn't tidy.
Okay.
And there was no social distance. Everybody was frolicking. As you were there, more people were coming. And then he himself was stuck naked before the boxer. And he wasn't wearing face mask, and nobody was wearing face mask. And there was no hand sanitizer. So the whole situation was highly endangering. Even for me, the lawyer who came, I felt endangered. There was no direction to wash hands with soap. So there was one plastic container for flowing water. But nobody was arrested to wash hand. Nobody did wash hand for all the while I was there. So the whole environment was highly endangering, and one that could facilitate infection of the COVID-19 that they were seeking to prevent from increasing. So I went back to the IPO and I said to her, please, this man has to come out. He's on essential service. He said, please cancel. Short. If people will bring 20,000, I will listen, but no kobo short than 20.
This is who, the DPO or the IPO?
Yes. He said they have reconsidered from 100,000 now that the least they will accept is 20,000.
Is it the DPO or the IPO who was telling this to you?
The IPO, by then the DPO was around.
Okay.
The IPO now is the one who discusses for the DPO and for everybody. And says they have reconsidered and they will take no kobo less than 20,000. I had almost 15 minutes argument again on that, and he wasn't going through. So I went back to my client and said, look, this is the position. He said, please do whatever you can. I need to leave here. So I searched through my pockets and got out 20,000. I gave it to them. And under 3 minutes, the papers were signed and he was released. He was given his clothes to wear.
What kind of papers were signed?
You say what?
What kind of papers were signed?
No, just a piece of paper, bond, bail paper. They call it bail bond.
Okay, bail bond. Okay.
One single sheet of paper stating the name of the station, the name of the suspect, the name of the shorty, the dates, and all those minor details. And that was the only paper that was endorsed. And then, they gave him his clothes, and we moved out.
Okay.
Quickly, yeah.
So the DPO was aware, from what you could tell, about what was happening.
Yes. When I called him, because around I told you a few minutes to 2, I was shown the notice board where his number was. So I extracted his number and called him to say that I was waiting in respect of Dr. Nwidu, who is in their custody. He said, oh, that pharmacist. Okay, go and discuss with the IPO. I agree on the terms of bail. When I come, I will ratify it. I said, but he said, no, go and discuss whatever you discuss with the IPO. Wow. So I now went to discuss with the IPO. Still said I should wait for the DPO, you see. So I had a long wait. I came there around 12:40 because I got the call around 12:30. So I got to that station around 12:40, 12:45, thereabouts. And stayed there till around that almost to 5 before we left.
Wow. So
the DPO, it was after the DPO had come, and I now quickly walked to him and said, I'm that lawyer that called you. But for whatever reason, he wasn't going to hear me or even see me. Just his immediate concern was I should leave that environment, I should get out. And then that was reinforced by the officer who worked in with him, and that officer was very threatening. shoot you, I will kick you out. I know. I wasn't going to allow that to happen, so I quickly walked to my car and stayed there and waited till about 4:30 when my client called me again. And, part of my worry again was that, lawyers were not in the essential service. So you could make any trouble now, and then the question is, how did you get here? Are you on the essential service? So the problem was a bit complicated. But I tried to manage it so that we could come out of that danger, and then we could try to fight the legality of their actions.
So what you're saying basically, lawyer, is that you were, first of all, you were not so comfortable moving out to go bail your client because of the difficulties lawyers are facing in Nigeria, especially in River State, not being taken as essential service people. But
Yes.
that the police told you, just simply tell them that you're going to bail your client and they'll let you through. That was the password.
Yes.
And that's what you told your okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
And I was, it was surprising to me. My heart was in my stomach while I was driving down. But I managed to grab my ID card and everything, so at least I could speak some grammar if it starts getting difficult. But the sense it made to me is that the police, all these officers understand themselves. When you're going to do yourself, you're going to part with money. So there must be a cooperative relationship that is going to give us money or give our peers money, and so let him go and bring the money and all. Because this thing is like a racket. It's like a racket that is known and accepted to all of them.
Okay, so and you have also said that the DPO. Do you feel the divisional police officer of Ozoba Police Station in Port Harcourt, River State, was aware of what was going on? That money was being requested, that money was exchanging hands, etc., etc.
The truth of the matter is that those officers, IPS, report to their DPO or DCO. They don't do anything without their approval. This is the practice we know. The practice we know is that the IPOs get direct approval as to how much they should collect as bail fee, notwithstanding that those bail fee is illegal and unlawful under our laws. But there is that cooperative relation, there is that synergy. So, and more so, in this particular case, the DPO has said to me, go and discuss the terms of the IPO. I will come and ratify, even the fine. I was really let me say, no, go and discuss. So, he's aware that there's a discussion. So, what discussion could there be?
How sure are you that the DPO is aware?
No, he was around when that happened, and he was the one that gave the final approval for our client to be released. Yes, because for what we were told initially when I came was that before this man will be released, the DPO must approve. So, and it was when the DPO actually came that money was given, and that we left. Remember, I was there around 12:40, 12:45.
Okay.
And I didn't make any headway until around a few minutes to 2. I was shown the board where the DPS number was, and I went there, called him, and he said he was on the way, but I should talk to the DPO. This was around 2 p.m.
Okay.
And when I couldn't I should talk with the IPO. So when I couldn't make any headway with the IPO, I had to go and wait again till around 4:30 when my client called me. And then the DPO was there when that money was given and the papers were signed, and she got the approval before he left. So you can make out from that he was aware. Yes.
Okay, so what happened when you got your client out of the police station?
Yeah. As soon as got him out. We settled first of all to fight the injustice.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that this guy had authorization to operate essential service
Mm-hmm.
in the course of a lockdown, and now he's arrested while providing the essential service. So we decided to challenge that. And then we decided to challenge also the very fact that he was violated by being stripped naked for the boxer, and then he was made to stay there without face mask. He was hauled into a room, 12 by 12 feet room, with so many people, which in number to be 39. He was hauled into that room, and nobody was wearing face mask and no social distance. So he was endangered. It was important to draw the attention of everyone to what is happening. That we are trying to contain COVID-19, and then we are creating an environment for it to escalate. So it was important to us to draw attention to that besides fighting for our clients. So what we have done as a reaction is to first of all get the this thing aware, get the this thing aware, and then now write a petition. We have done a petition to the IG.
Okay.
We've done a petition to the IG, done a petition to the Police Service Commission, done a petition to Code of Conduct Bureau to take steps for the discipline of the airing staff and to seek for compensation for our client's violation.
Okay. So who collected the money from you?
The IPO.
How exactly did he collect the money from you?
Well, after she insisted that that money must not be less than 20,000, which is the bail fee, and had argued that no, bail is free, and then I didn't make any headway. I said, okay, fine. I went to my client. My client said, please, I need to get out of here. This is very dangerous for me. So when my client had approved that it should be sorted out, so I made the IP and said, okay, fine. How can I settle this fee now? She took me to a corner and then brought out a paper. That paper, I had finished filling it, and then she put her hand forward. I searched my pockets and was able to raise up that hand. I gave to her. She collected it. But we are moving from one corner to another corner. I guess maybe she doesn't want it to be in the full glare of people entering. We are behind the counter. So from that side where we are close to the police cell where people were being kept. And that's how I got to know that there are many people there, even though I didn't enter myself.
Okay, Barrister. This is quite a very sad one for those who are listening. Very worrying one, because it's not every time we would like to hear these kinds of stories. We don't even actually ever want to hear these kinds of stories of the rights of Nigerians being trampled on, without any fear, without any trepidation whatsoever. What do you think is responsible for this continuous flagrant abuse of rights of ordinary Nigerians by law enforcement agencies? What do you think is responsible for this? Because it's not the first time it's happening, and we've been talking about it for donkey years.
There are so many reasons. One is that the judiciary is not living up to its expectation. There's a lot of politicization of appointment of judicial officers which has led to a situation where you don't have very qualified hands and all, bold, courageous hands like you had in the days of Justice Kayode Shaw, Justice Oputa, and the rest of them who were very brave in protecting the rights of the citizens. So, and then we have a delay of justice, judiciary, and certainly to the cost of the cost of initiating and maintaining an action has also increased considerably. So, but that's on the side of judiciary. We also have the legislative shortcoming. In situations where the legislatures are not putting the executive on check adequately, we have a lot of concern where legislators are more bothered about their wardrobe allowance, about buying new latest model Toyota of 20 million each, where they are concerned with jumbo pays, contingency allowances, and all of them, and are hardly concerned about the state of the nation and the state of citizenry. So we have that legislation that should effectively check the executive, and now even party to that violation. Because sometimes we find that the House of Assembly will just do a rubber stamp thing for executives. And most of these violations are actually executive recklessness.
Okay.
Executive recklessness. That's most of them. And it is usually the court and the legislature that should check it. But you have seen now the problem. The process of appointing judicial officers is not helping matters. And the fact that some of the appointees are stooges of politicians. So they can't do much, and then you have seen the problem with the legislation. So that is one. Then secondly, these abuses are also partially due to the caliber of people appointed into law enforcement agencies. The criteria for the appointment is shrouded in mystery. It is hardly on merit. And then at the end of the day, you may even have people who have no business being in law enforcement agencies now being the arrowhead of those law enforcement agencies. So mode of appointment is a problem, and then training, some of them are not properly trained, and then discipline is a problem. When they will not be disciplined, they can do anything and get away with it. It's a problem. And I think overall that we have a problem of leadership of the law enforcement agencies. If we have serious, we have adequate manpower, the correct heads steering the ship of this law enforcement agency, it's a lot better. So what we have mainly, it's very sad for me to say this, but we hear of bribery, police take money at checkpoints. Have you wondered why it has ever stopped? They now even give change. I'm telling you, there is not only police. Almost all the enforcement, almost all of them now, they give you change at the checkpoint. They no longer hide. They no longer hide. You come, they will bring forth their hand, you give them the money. It is now understood that the social bribe is 200, social place is 500, social place is 100. You understand? So there is a lot. It's a complicated thing, but more than everything else, we have our own individuals. I mean, ordinary citizens contribute to it. Some ordinary citizens go and complain to police. Somebody is owing you money. You go to police to come and recover. Police is not a very recovery institution. You write a petition, write a falsehood, and based on that falsehood, encourage police to victimize somebody. So police will victimize the person and get away. The next day, it will be your turn. Somebody will that way victimize you. It continues. So we have it is a complex situation. It's a complex situation that we, the citizens, must also take responsibility, because if we stood up against such things, they will not be happening.
True. True. Okay, if you're just joining us, it's still late night talk. My name is Kofi Bartels. We have a guest on the line. He is a lawyer. His name is Angus Chukwuka. Angus Chukwuka is lawyer to Dr. Nwidu, who happens to be the lawyer, or the pharmacist rather, who was arrested by police on account of working during the coronavirus period. Working during the coronavirus period, and of course, the lockdown in River State. And he was arrested, jailed by the officers of the
Zoba police station.
Ozoba, officers of Ozoba police station, right here in Port Harcourt, for doing nothing other than working during coronavirus period. And he was detained from about is it 8 a.m.?
Yeah, he got there around 9:30.
All right, around 9
I left there a few minutes to 5, like 4:55.
4:30, 5:30. All right. So you can see the difficulty we face in this country, ladies and gentlemen. This lawyer had, this pharmacist had a letter from the Federal Ministry of Health, but it wasn't enough. Okay, arrest the man.
It's not Federal Ministry of Health, actually River State Ministry of Health. The Permanent Secretary signed it.
Okay, from the River State Ministry of Health.
Yes, the Permanent Secretary signed.
Mm-hmm.
The original copy, yeah.
Okay, having spoken to Dr. Nwidu last time, I actually thought it was the Federal Ministry of Health on, given to the Pharmacists Union or Pharmaceutical Association.
No. The River State, I think what would have happened is that each state government would issue to health workers within their jurisdiction.
Okay.
Yes.
So if this letter was signed by the Permanent Secretary, River State Ministry of Health, how come the pharmacists are saying that they're not allowed to operate by the River State government during the lockdown, or they don't have that official?
That is the problem. It is a big irony. And I expected that the government will quickly clear the air on that. But it's a big irony. I think there's a lot of things wrong in our society. Are we even supposed to be debating this? Everywhere else, health workers are allowed to operate. Everywhere else, out of this country. It's the essential service provider. So it stands to reason that he should be allowed to open and attend to people. That same day he was arrested, they were attending to some patients who were seriously ill. And as they were whisking him away, two patients who had diarrhea were on their way. They stopped them, and one of them complained that he had had gastric diarrhea since the night before. And the doctor was willing to attend to them and asked the officers, please let me attend to this person. And they said no. They in fact bundled those two new patients into the vehicle and then whisked them all to the police station. So these things sound like fairy tale. They look like as if they are made up. But they happened. This thing happened.
Okay.
How do you... So during this lockdown, you expect that nobody will fall sick. Or you expect that if somebody falls sick, he should die in the house. Or, for example, we are now having a lockdown. We'll have a lockdown on Monday now. Are you saying people should stock their house with medicine against the lockdown? They know the kind of sickness that will afflict them during the lockdown. Would they know? For example, would they know if they will have convulsion or cholera or any form of sickness? On what basis would they be able to stock drug? You can stock food, but you cannot stock drug. So these pharmacists and doctors are supposed to be there, working, unhindered, unfettered.
Okay. It's quite interesting. If you're just joining us, that's Mr. Angus Chukwuka, who's a lawyer to the pharmacist who was arrested by policemen. And he's given a lot of information to us, giving us an account of what happened on that day, and how everything played out. I mean, my heart breaks when I hear that gentleman, senior lecturer of Uniport, a pharmacist whose business is to provide medication for people at a price, was taken from his pharmacy, thrown into a jail cell. His clothes were taken away from him, and all he was wearing was boxer shorts. In a cell, his mask was taken away from him, and there was no social distancing. A 12, was it the 12 by 12 feet cell?
Yes, 12 by 12, yes.
And you had almost 40 people in there. And they said they wouldn't let him go until he parts with 100,000 naira. When the lawyer came, that's what they told the lawyer. It's like Area market or Mawan market, where you go to buy bend down select. Oh yeah, and before you go, how much will this shirt now? 5,000. No, I go pay you for 4,000. No, bring 4,500. No, I go pay you 4,200. Okay. Oh yeah, bring 4,300. That's what's happening in our police stations. So in other words, it's been turned into Mawan market, where we have freedom and justice for sale. Freedom. And what do you think about this? If you're watching right now, please drop your comments in the comment section. Share this post so your friends can be a part of it. And you have a chance to call when we're done with our guest, okay? But if you have a view, please drop your view in the comment section. Mr. Chukwuka, so now that your client, Dr. Wido, is out of detention and is back reunited with his family, what actions have you taken on his behalf to seek justice and redress, and maybe possibly even compensation?
Well, the first thing which we did was to try to put it in the public domain. My client tried to do that with my support.
Okay.
And then subsequently, we did a letter to the Inspector General of Police, calling for compensation for that violation, because the position of the law is that whenever there is a wrong, there must be a remedy.
Okay.
And more particularly, anytime it's established that somebody's right has been violated, somebody's fundamental right has been violated contrary to the provision of Chapter 4 of the 1999 Constitution, that there must be damages automatically flowing. So once you establish breach of fundamental rights, damages follow automatically. Yes. So that's been the case. We have asked for compensation. If they don't pay that compensation, they will now ask for damages from court.
Okay.
But besides that, we have also asked the IG for clarification on what is actually the status of pharmacists during the lockdown period. And then we have also asked that 20,000 paid be returned, because it was illegal. It was an illegal and criminal extortion. So these were the things that we have asked from the IG, and I believe the IG is already looking at it. Also, we have written to the Police Service Commission asking for disciplinary measures to be taken.
Okay.
And then we've also written the same terms we wrote to the Police Service Commission, in the same terms that we wrote to the Code of Conduct Bureau, because these are institutions that concern themselves with discipline of civil servants. So, but beyond those ones, these three Presidential Task Force on the Containment of COVID-19, asking them to designate legal service as essential service and legal practitioners as essential service providers, so that lawyers can boldly go to represent their clients who may be arrested as perceived defaulters during the lockdown period. And because we believe that Section 36 of the 1999 Constitution must prevail even in this time. The fact that there's a lockdown does not mean that we have gone back to the jungle era. The rule of law is paramount and must succeed even during lockdown. So when people are arrested, they still have their constitutional right to make to appoint a counsel or lawyer of their choice.
Okay.
It is not enough that you arrest somebody for a lockdown. You charge the person summarily in a court without a lawyer or appoint a lawyer for the person. That's not a breach of the Constitution. The Constitution says the person should have a choice, make his own choice of counsel. So if a perceived defaulter makes a choice or chooses a counsel, that counsel should have free access to that client, should move freely to present that client. So that is the position we have canvassed in our letters to the chairman of the Presidential Task Force of COVID-19. And we have also done same letter to the governor of Rivers State.
Okay.
So that it does not appear that Rivers State is operating differently from any other, from what the nation is doing. So both letters were dispatched yesterday. So we haven't gotten any response yet. We are waiting, hope that response will come soon. So you can see that we actually do want legal practitioners to also be included in the essential service list, just as we want an implementation of the status of the pharmacists as essential service providers.
Okay, interesting.
So these letters have gone, and these letters they are copied. We copied the NCDC, DG, Dr. Ikwazu, copied the chairman of the Presidential Task Force, copied the governor, copied the president of Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, and chairman of the Rivers State branch. We copied the Attorney General of Federation. We copied the Commissioner of Police. We copied all the bodies, agencies that are possibly affected or linked in one way or the other because the substratum of our petition.
Interesting. All right. So basically, what you're saying, Mr. Chukwuka, is that lawyers have a role to play, an essential service to provide during any lockdown. And they must be designated as essential service providers during the lockdown and be allowed to move around. Because
they must be allowed.
Because
that movement may be regulated. Do you understand? We may find a way of regulating that movement in such a way that, yes, you should move, but wear your face mask or conduct this way so that what we are trying to achieve, which is to ensure that COVID-19 does not spread, we still achieve it even with your movement to represent your client. But to say that they shouldn't come out, they are not included in the essential service, that means that in short, we should better than scrap the judicial system. We should not bother charging any of them to court. But once you are thinking of arresting and charging to court, that means you are invoking the judicial process. And if you are invoking the judicial process, lawyers of choice must be involved. And it must be, the lawyers must be such as were chosen or are chosen by the client. And not except a particular person, a defaulter, does not have any choice at all, or he waives his right to a legal practitioner. If not, it is his constitutional right to say, this is the lawyer I want. And that lawyer he wants must have access, must be given facilities and opportunity to represent him. That is is the law.
Mm.
So lockdown or no lockdown, except we don't want to comply with the Constitution, and the Constitution has not been suspended. The Constitution is still in force. So if we want to respect the Constitution, we must respect it even at this time. Section 36 of that Constitution says any person who is arrested for a criminal offense and is to be charged to court must exercise the right to choose a counsel.
Okay. If you're just watching or joining us, we have a guest, Angus Chukwuka. He's a lawyer based in Port Harcourt, River State, and he represents Dr. Nwidu, the senior lecturer and pharmacist who was arrested by the police some days ago on account of, last week actually, on account of working during a coronavirus imposed lockdown in Port Harcourt. And of course, he's given us how it happened, told us how it happened from his own perspective, and told us the actions that are being taken by him on behalf of his client. So it's clear and it's obvious that Dr. Nwidu does not intend to allow sleeping dogs to lie. Oh, leave him now, just forget him now. And a government, or you know, go feed fight government. We keep hearing that in this part of the world. You know, go feed fight government. We'll come back to that. But if you have a view on the police harassing, arresting, and detaining people, asking for money because they asked for 100,000 naira, and then when the lawyer said he doesn't have 100,000 naira, the client said he doesn't have 100,000 naira, they said, okay, oh yeah, now bring 20,000 naira, make you release her, make him go. You know, and I asked our guest this evening, why is it that we keep having these incidents of a police saying, oh, police is your friend, oh, bail is free, and yet they keep acting in a disgraceful manner. Imagine an officer of the law wearing a uniform of the Nigeria police force arresting an individual, and they are saying they are enforcing the law, only to excuse me, only to take them into a filthy cell somewhere, take their clothes off, and say you will not go until you pay money. That for me is the highest disgrace to the uniform of the police, to the dignity that any policeman in Nigeria has, that they will collect money to free an innocent Nigerian who is offering public service, that they would arrest a pharmacist, even arrest those who went to buy medication, who have diarrhea, threw them in the van and say, you two, you're coming with us. After all, the more the merrier. You can collect money from two instead of one. And took them to the station. I don't know the highest shame that any policeman should feel when he hears a story like this. You know, some things, we need to have some little amount of shame about some things. So, oh yeah, bring 100,000, now we go for release on, just bring 1,000. Oh yeah, okay, bring 20. Is it that there is something about the uniform that infuses a gene of greed into these people? I don't know. People have died because of money, small money. We hear, oh, there was a shooting. Policeman just shot. Small money. I don't know. But anyway, he's told us that they had to part with 20,000 naira before the pharmacist was allowed to go. Before the pharmacist was allowed to go. Barrister, what about the people who had diarrhea?
Well, I must be very frank.
Did they pay?
It wasn't my immediate obsession to fight. Because I have told you what I passed through, even with this one. We managed to get him out, so we needed to quickly, he comes out, then we begin to sort out other issues. So that was part of the reason we began to make all, so that we'll give them seats, so that they will release them. And thankfully, a few days later, even the next day after we wrote that petition, it went viral.
Mm-hmm.
I read online thereafter that the IG ordered those who are arrested during the lockdown to be released.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that part of what you have done could have led to that, because we have used every media and to reach out. And the IG had sent some officers to interrogate or interview Dr. Windu on this, but we don't know what. We think that he wants to do his own investigation, but that was before we sent our own petition formally demanding for those things. Yeah, so you see, just like you said, it's very embarrassing. Till tomorrow, police will still ask for. There are people they ask for 500,000 bail, 500,000 bail.
Mm-hmm.
Telling you, who they ask for 250,000. Say you can't sell your land. If you don't sell your land, you remain in there. You remain in that place. You can stay there for as long as 2 months, 3 months. You can stay there. You can stay very long in detention. Your case can get complicated because you don't have money to bail yourself. And meanwhile, bail is free. It's part of what we have become used to. Sometimes I feel very reluctant to go to police station in respect of people, because police will keep tossing the person up and down until the person, once you bring down money, then you're serious. Until you bring down money, oh, that officer went out. Oh, the person to sign your bail is not around. Oh, but stupid, you rot in jail. You know? It's till tomorrow. In a little minor case you have, sometimes it's just a case of debt. Somebody is going this, which is a court matter, a court jurisdiction. Police will say, come. Police will arrest the debtor, keep the debtor in the cell until he brings the money. So, if the debtor must go on bail, he must bring some money first of all. Somebody that does not have money to pay the debt must bring money to bail himself. Then, when he eventually pays that debt to the police will now, this is a practice we are used to. Police will now say, creditor, let us collect 10% or 20% or whatever percent of the money that was the debt recovered. So the whole thing is we need to be very irritating.
It's been turned into a marketplace. Yes. It's unfortunate. So you've said that your client has written to certain people. You petitioned the Inspector General of Police. I believe you petitioned the Police Service Commission. You petitioned the Code of Conduct Bureau. You've also petitioned the River State Governor as well. Why the River State government? Are they the ones who said?
No. The letter to the River State Governor is to ask him to designate lawyers as essential service providers.
Okay.
Yes. To designate legal service as essential service.
Okay.
So that lawyers will not have any constraints whatsoever going out to represent their clients.
Okay.
So it is that letter, and it is the same terms of application that we have made to the chairman of Presidential Task Force on containment of COVID-19. So that one will be at the federal level, but at the state level, to be more specific, we have written to the governor. We do not want to have any inhibition to pursue the case of Dr. Windu during the lockdown. So that is why we are seeking that legal service should be designated essential service, so that if we have anything to do about his case in trying to enforce his rights, we will have no inhibition whether in Rivers State or in any part of the country.
Hmm.
So this is the reason.
Lawyer, the rivers, the courts around Nigeria, I believe they're also closed. During this coronavirus period, are we looking at just in lockdown cities or in the whole country? Are courts still open? Because I do know that the Supreme Court delivered a ruling or a verdict regarding Oju's or Kalu's case, and some people were asking me, Kofi Bartels, are courts still open? What do you say to that?
Okay, no, point is that if there are very, very serious cases, eh, they send the word to the judiciary staff concerned. They come and sit. Even in Port Harcourt, court still sits.
Okay, in Port Harcourt.
Yes, court sits.
Okay. So all this while we've been in lockdown, courts have been sitting.
During the lockdown, those who are caught
yes,
defaulting lockdown orders,
yes.
there is a judiciary, there is a court that tried them summarily.
Yes.
So court sits.
So how come? How come?
Well, that is it. But information is classified. So it's only those who know that know. Then, but beyond that, before this 24 hours total lockdown, some judges give their ruling. They invite the judges, the lawyers involved, they come. But just few, limited number. You understand? So it is like that too all over the country. Very sensitive cases, very sensitive, important cases. They still give information to the people who are particularly involved to come and take their ruling, to come and take their judgment, or to do the case. But it has to be very highly sensitive and important case.
Okay, because I noticed when His Excellency the Governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, was on his lockdown enforcement, I think in some part of OGRA, I noticed one of the people he stopped on the way was a lawyer who came out and showed him his court summons or something, I don't know. So he showed him a paper, and the governor looked at it and said, oh, okay, go. And he was a lawyer. So if you are, right now, if you are someone who has been picked up by maybe the coronavirus lockdown enforcement task force, and you are arraigned before court, how do you get your lawyer to defend you, since lawyers can't move around like that?
Okay, so that is the problem. That is it, and that's why we have said that those who are caught should be told, they should be informed that they have the constitutional right to decide their lawyer, to choose a lawyer that will represent them. And so giving facility to call their lawyer, enable to call their lawyer to come and represent them. But that is not the case. That is not the case right now, but that's what we are fighting for.
Okay.
Because the case right now is that the people may not even know when they are taken to court, and then they are not giving the counsel of their choice to represent them. So beyond the fact that lawyers are therefore losing revenues or incomes that they would have got during the lockdown, the citizens themselves are suffering a denial of their constitutional rights. Because if somebody who you didn't appoint is presenting you, somebody you didn't have confidence in, it could spoil your case. Even if he does his best or her best, something will tell you that if social lawyer had represented me, it wouldn't be this bad. It would have been like this, it would have been like that.
Okay, interesting. So how much are you seeking as compensation from the Nigeria Police Force?
Well, what we have asked for is for 100 million.
Okay, only?
Yes, well, we are not greedy. Just ask for something pattering and see how it goes. So we also understand that government is not very generous parting with money to compensate for their violations.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You know them very well. You know them very well.
They are not very generous. They are ready to go to Supreme Court to contest even 5 million. But in any case, that what we have done is, if this can be of any deterrence whatsoever, if this can change the situation by any means, any bit, if it can make some people not to throw caution to the wind, it will be good. It will be good. But even as we are doing what we are doing, I still feel pain because I know police people will never be deterred. They will continue to take that space, they will continue to victimize people. I don't know when we will get out of this situation.
Okay. All right. It's some would say from experience that the police will not give you that out of court compensation. They would wait for you to go to court. And then of course the first step will be that they will start delaying, postponing. Maybe they might even show up the first time. You have to send another document to them. Informing them and all that. What do you say to that?
Well, I pray they do not delay. You understand? It is my prayer. If they do, we will have no option than to go to court. But I pray they don't, because the whole thing is mirroring the image of the police. You can see that we are leaving no stone unturned. Yes. So the earlier they settle the matter, the better. Because this COVID-19 is an international matter now. So if we are taking this thing up now, it will eventually get international. If they allow it to linger, and then it will be an embarrassment to Nigeria. So we want it to get to that station, and I hope they will understand that they shouldn't conduct themselves in a way that it will get to that situation where we start embarrassing Nigeria as a nation.
Okay, very interesting. Barrister, before I let you go, I'd like to read some messages here before we call it a day. Our active online community have been listening to you, and they have some messages for you. Those who joined in halfway, well, we've been talking with the lawyer to the pharmacist and senior lecturer in Uniport, Dr. Nwidu, who was arrested by the police some time last week for opening his pharmacy and selling drugs to Nigerians in need of medication in a lockdown Port Harcourt. They took him to jail, took his clothes off, took his mask away from him, threw him in a 12-foot by 12-foot jail or cell with nearly 40 other people. And he was just wearing his boxer shorts. Kept him there from morning till about 4:30, 5 p.m. And they said, bring 100,000 naira. Then when they saw that the 100,000 naira wasn't coming, they said, oh yeah, bring 20,000 naira. Make we release you. This is Nigeria in lockdown, coronavirus. People have turned themselves to COVIDpreneur. One of the biggest COVIDpreneurs, well, apart from those in government who are eating their own money. One of the biggest COVIDpreneurs right now are the security forces. Because to bring anything in, you have to settle them, etc., etc. And they are, of course, cashing in on the arrests they've been making right from the curfew that was imposed on streets in Port Harcourt, Ozoba to Birikwe Flower some time ago, and they just arrested Ajib. They just arrested people anyhow. And we had a crowd at the River State Judiciary Complex when we were fighting coronavirus. Oh, my God. Anyway, Barrister, allow me to please read some messages before we let you go. Barry Serek Palmer says hi. Choma Emegara anywhere. Choma, good evening to you. Says hello. Angela Iena Etukunwa says, talking about what's happened, what her thoughts on the whole easing of lockdown and all that. She says, not much has changed. I went to Garrison to get a gadget. I visited a friend and my mom with cousins. Took along my hand sanitizer or my face mask, just praying that this pandemic will end. I think you mean to say. Destino Wilson says, it is well, or it's a welcome development. That's the extension of the days of grace before we get back to lockdown in Port Harcourt. It's a welcome development. I went out in the afternoon to pick one or two things. The road was free. There weren't much people from Rukboko to Rumoko. It was free, maybe for fear of task force. Okay. Emmanuel Ephraim says, okay, good evening to Gift. Edmond says the lockdown should be called off and the use of all safety measures should be enforced. Not much is happening out there anymore. People have spent all they have saved up for ages. The little they may have left has been used up yesterday. Not knowing there will be an extension, petty traders can't return to business with empty pockets. People with menial jobs have lost their jobs. Businesses have all packed up, and unknowingly, interests are accumulating on loans that were acquired to run these businesses. Oh my God! It says, how then are people expected to pay back their loans? The lockdown should be taken off. My take. My heart goes out to you. Really sad scenario you've painted there. Bruno Ogosu says, Kofi, it's written in the Holy Bible and vividly. If the foundation be destroyed, what will the righteous do? The failure of the police force is traceable to the point of recruitment. Applicants induce their success and not on merit as presented. Mr. Chukwuka, do you agree with that view?
Recruitment is a major problem. It's one of the key problems. I agree. I already pointed that out.
Yeah. Okay. Carlo Chinedu says, please, the lockdown should be completely called off, while enforcement of social distancing, the use of face masks should be fully enforced. Thank you very much, Gift Edmond. Good evening to you. Ken Nekabari Iyede says, it is a welcome development. Rivers people are happy with the development, just that it will have been better if the announcement of the extension was made earlier. Mr. Chukwuka, I want to thank you very much for your time. We'll keep monitoring your case. I am predicting the police will call your bluff. I am who are you asking for compensation from? Is it from the Police Service Commission, from the Nigeria Police Force, HQ Abuja, Rivers State, federal government? Who?
No, it's from the police. The police is, of course, the federal government.
Okay.
The IG.
Okay.
The IG in this case is the agency of the federal government involved.
Okay.
But on the issue of discipline, it is the Police Service Commission and the Code of Conduct Bureau that will handle the issue of discipline of the airing staff.
Okay. If they try to behave true to type, they will call your bluff and say go to court. In which case I would expect that, of course, that 100,000 or 100 million will be upped a bit, to maybe 200 or 300 million, since they're calling your bluff. But you know they will call your bluff.
Well, whenever I do my fight, I am optimistic. However, the optimism does not mean that I don't expect the worst. But I'm optimistic that they should see reason to start it. It will be a very embarrassing matter for the police. It will be very, very embarrassing to allow it to linger. But if they refuse, why not? That's why I'm trained for mass cases.
Interesting. All right, I'd like to thank you very much for your time. Angus Chukwuka, lawyer to Dr. Nwidu. Of course, thank you very much for your time. We'll keep monitoring as this case proceeds.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it, sir.
Thank you very much. And talk to you later.
Thank you, all of you that have listened and contributed. I appreciate you all. God bless you all.
Thank you very much.
Stay safe.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
very much. I'd like to say good evening to all of you who've been watching. I can see Mr. John Oyi. Good evening to you. Mr. John Oyi. I'm using Jen. My light is off. But thank you, Mr. Oyi, for your time. You've been a guest on this program, and I appreciate you. Wonderful, wonderful gentleman, the spokesperson of Port Harcourt Electricity Distribution Company. Also, good evening to Queen Clifford, who is watching. Queen has been a long-time fan and friend on Facebook. Queen, it's good to know you're there. I hope that you're safe and you're well with your family. Thanks for watching. Dan Atim has sent in his message. Dan says, if you'd like to call, I'm going to be hanging up soon and pulling the plus. But if between now and when I end, if you'd like to call, I've put the number up already. I think I'll just type it again. So please call 08062099556 if you'd like to participate. 08062099556. You want to talk to me before I say goodbye. You can call. Okay. Message here from John Atim. Dan Atim says Governor Wike is making a lot of mistakes because he doesn't have a plan, and obviously he doesn't listen to the members of his cabinet. Is the Deputy Governor, Mr. Sipalibo Banigo, a trained medical doctor under quarantine? The COVID-19 pandemic should have been an opportunity for the Deputy Governor to be active. Why is Rivers State government a one-man show? If you ask me, now who I go Okay. Daniel Lolomari, good evening to you, Daniel. Daniel says the lockdown should be relaxed. Not much has changed since this whole issue came up. Our lives are now in our hands. We need to observe and adhere strictly to the rules. Hunger, Dale Kofi, my brother. No be small thing, no be small thing. It's well. We would do our very best in the media to continue to give all of you a voice, to be able to cover whatever issues are affecting you. Even if there is a lockdown brought back, or the lockdown is brought back on Sunday, nothing stops me as a pressman or members of my crew from going out to cover what's even coming to you, to interview you, okay? Because we're simply doing our job. Or even calling you to hear what you have to say and then putting it up everywhere online so that people can hear your voice, government can hear your voice. It's late night talk, and this is what I've been doing every single weekday by about 2 or 3 weekdays for the past 5 weeks, is it? And it's not been easy, but it's been worth it. And we're going to make this a better experience for you, a fantastic experience for you. But all I'll plead with is you always tune in every weekday, even if you don't start on time because of one or two technical issues, which we would overcome by God's grace. Make it a date between 9:30 and 10, and share the post to your friends. Share the post, the post on your Facebook, on WhatsApp, so others can watch and be a part of it. You can start a watch party where you are. What I do is development journalism. All right, I talk about what affects people. I'm not interested in what can't affect a man or a woman out there, because there are a lot of people doing all the other stuff. Okay, so let me give, if I can use my resources to give you out there a voice, I'm satisfied. I think I also feel a calling to give people a voice. I see it as a calling, so I'll keep doing it as long as God says I should. If He says I should retire and go into ministry or politics or just go into the bush somewhere, I will. But for now, this is what I'm doing. Okay, so please support me, share this post, like my page, invite your friends to like my page. We're live on YouTube and Facebook. In a not too distant future, we'll be live simultaneously on Twitter and Instagram as well. This is where the world is. And we've been trying to make sure we tweak this thing to make it nice and well before we start inviting all the big names you like to listen to. Okay? And as you can see, there's been an improvement in the quality of the live stream between 2 days ago, last week, and this week. It's clearer, it's sharper, it's not cracking. All those black things you used to see are not there again. So we're going stronger, we're going better. There are great things coming. I'm making some announcements. For those of you who have been asking me, where have you been? I'm here. And I'll be making some announcements in the not too distant future, unveiling some platforms, serious business, okay? Serious business. And hopefully make some money in the process. In fact, we want to make money. If you'd like to sponsor, anyone who would like to sponsor, buy data, put some adverts here, give me money to buy better equipment so this thing looks better, you can drop me a message inbox or call the number I've put there, and I'll be very glad to hear from you. God bless you. My name is Kofi Bartels. We sign out with a montage. Yes, we have a montage, which means that we're growing stronger. And tomorrow we'll be back. We have a new angle. We went to the streets to find out what Rivers people are saying. We'll bring that to you tomorrow. Tomorrow. Oh my God, ideas. Okay, God bless you. And happy birthday to Courage in Sirimov. Courage is one of our, what do they call it again? Our regulars on Late Night Talk. I need to blow his picture here so you can see him. A very happy birthday to Courage in Sirimov. Where's Courage's picture? Okay, let's get to Courage. Please, if you know Courage, you can tell him that we wished him a very, very happy birthday. Where this thing there? Okay, so Courage, very happy birthday to you. He's a young lawyer doing great things in Port Harcourt. He's also following in the footsteps of his uncle, the late Anyakri Nsirumovo, who passed on sadly sometime last week. So this is Courage in Nsirumovo. All right. So let's record this. Courage. All right. Courage in Nsirumovo, for all of us here at Late Night Talk, we wish you a very, very happy birthday. We celebrate you. And keep the flag flying, the legacy of your uncle. I know that you're already doing that because I see a lot of that in you. You've done fantastically well already, and the future is definitely bright. Happy birthday, Courage. Okay, so I've done that. We'll post it online. God bless you. Have a fantastic night. My name is Kofi Bartels. See you tomorrow for the last edition of Late Night Talk for this week. God bless you.